Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys doing all good. Today we're going to react to scary TikTok videos. The channel going to react to is fearsome top 5. Hope you guys enjoy this video.
Welcome to Fearsome Top 5.
Hello.
Prepare to take a look at 8 scary ghost videos caught on TikTok. Number 1. In Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a small town became the site of one of the bloodiest battles in American history. Over 50,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or missing during the 3-day clash in 1863. And among the most chaotic and violent places on that battlefield was Devil's Den, a jagged area of boulders where Union and Confederate troops fought at close range, leaving behind not just bodies, but something else. Visitors today claim to hear gunfire, ghostly voices, and get sudden chills. And creepiest of all, some visitors claim to see phantom soldiers appearing and disappearing among the rocks. A few years ago, a woman named Steph shared her dad's unsettling experience at Devil's Den. He and a friend were exploring the rocky site when they asked a nearby visitor to snap a photo of them. But later on, when they reviewed the live photo, they noticed something chilling hiding in the frame.
Ooh, there's someone standing there on the left side with a rock.
In the background of the photo, a dark figure can be seen standing between two massive boulders. It almost looks like it was posing just long enough to be caught on camera. Neither of the men heard a sound, and they're positive that no one was behind them when the photo was taken. So who or what did they capture? And could this be proof of the phantom soldiers that are sometimes spotted at Devil's Den? Number 2. A man named Ross took to TikTok with what he believes might be evidence of the paranormal. After recently losing his father, Ross installed several security cameras in his dad's home. But what he didn't expect is for one of them to capture this.
Jesus. Oh. What?
On the wall behind the flowers, a large dark shadow suddenly appeared. This dark mass stretched across the wall, eventually getting way larger than the windows across from it. Oddly enough, as this black mass appeared, the lighting outside didn't change in the slightest. The shape definitely doesn't resemble a person, or even a car, so what exactly caused this to appear? A chilling detail that Ross later added is directly on the other side of that wall is where his father passed, so maybe this is his way of stopping by to say hello. Number 3. TikTok user Miklo1985 was left stunned after his neighbor showed him some chilling footage captured right outside his home. Late one night, the motion camera on his neighbor's house was triggered, and when they checked the video the next morning, it sent a cold chill down their spines.
That looks like a real person walking. Are you mad? That can't be a ghost. That must be a person. What the fuck? Jesus.
In the middle of the road, directly in front of Miklo's house, a ghostly white figure appeared. This misty, translucent shape clearly resembled a person, casually putting one foot in front of the other like it was just out for a late-night stroll. Miklo's jaw was on the floor, and honestly, same, because what the f*** is that?
No, that must be a real person.
Over on a TikTok account run by a man named Michael, a video was posted that caught my eye. According to Michael and his wife, they often hear the unnerving sound of a baby crying inside their home, which tends to freak them out considering there's no babies in the house. After dealing with this for some time, they finally caught proof of what they were hearing.
Crying. Nah. Imagine hearing that. Are you mad? I'm getting goosebumps already. Ja, hetzelfde huis. Osage.
Hey. Yeah. Did you hear baby crying? Yeah, I just opened the door.
Oh, what was that thing moving on the right side? Yeah, right side
I
there.
heard it crying a long time in here.
Oh, is it a week? There's an orb. 2 orbs. What?
As Michael came up the stairs, he was immediately greeted by the familiar sound of a baby crying. He listened closely as this eerie disembodied voice continued to shriek. This haunting whine caught his full attention, freezing him in place as he intently listened. Michael and his wife are convinced that something paranormal is going on. But if anyone out there is missing a baby, I think I found it. Number 5. A man named Tristan has been documenting the hair-raising activity that surrounded him for the last 3 years. On his TikTok account, you'll find countless videos of his experiences that he hasn't been able to explain. While alone in his apartment, he constantly has a feeling that an unseen presence is in the room with him, silently watching. And occasionally this feeling is correct, as unexplainable things begin to happen around him.
Ooh, door's closing. Nah, fuck, I'll lock that door. Barricade it with something. Nah. He's going to peek. Hello! Imagine.
As he laid in bed, the faint sound of knocking caught his attention, and just as he began recording, his bedroom door slowly started to close. He sat staring ahead, frozen in fear as he watched the door move.
No.
And eerily enough, as he continued recording, countless orbs can be seen floating past his camera. As creepy as this was, you'd be surprised to hear that he's actually captured worse.
More knocking. What the fuck? No, I want the window closed. It's too bright in here. That's strange. The door's closed. I was gonna open the door and you will see a shadow.
The entity in his home clearly doesn't mind being noticed, and I'd go as far as to say it seems like a bit of an attention seeker. As time went on, not much seemed to change. The unsettling sounds of knocking continued around the apartment, and one day, after deciding to set up his phone to record, he caught way more than he expected.
He's just walking casually to that thingy. I will turn the TV off, go to my room, lock the door and sleep.
After the camera was recording for some time, it eventually caught a plastic box getting violently thrown from a shelf. But it also caught something you may have missed.
What?
Just before the box was thrown, something chilling can be seen in the doorway. A ghostly figure hauntingly stood in the darkness before eventually walking towards the left. Its pale face was motionless as it stared towards the camera, and its presence is undeniable as it clearly walked out of frame. This unnerving face must belong to the entity that's infested his home. And after catching this, my stuff would have been packed up and on a U-Haul immediately.
Long time ago.
Number 6. A woman on TikTok that goes by Villain's Deeds has a sister who's currently fixing up an old cabin in Oregon. Often while she's in the cabin, her toddler and dog are by her side. But over time, she's noticed her toddler occasionally talking to someone who isn't there. One day as she pulled up to the cabin, she could have sworn she heard a phone ring. A ring that sounded like it belonged to an old house phone. Trying to catch it on camera, she began recording, but she ended up catching something entirely different.
There's something moving in the door.
The door?
The thing is,
the door.
That door in there is really stiff. Like all of them are. So... there's nothing hanging there. What the fuck is that? That's creepy. It's gotta be something. I don't know.
Wait, I'm fucking seeing nothing.
What the holy f.
She quickly noticed
what
looked
top.
like a dark figure standing on the deck. This black silhouette stood completely still until it suddenly began to move, appearing to drift inside of the house. Her heart began to race as she knew there was no one at the house besides her, or at least that's what she thought. Number 7. The Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, located in Tennessee, is renowned as one of the most haunted locations in the state. Established in 1959, it served the community until its closure in 1998. Since then, it's become a focal point for paranormal investigations. From shadowy figures roaming the halls to the ghostly voice of a child calling out in the night. The stories that echo through these halls are downright bone-chilling. A woman named Holly Davenport from the Fearful Encounters Paranormal Group recently ventured to this abandoned hospital, and while investigating inside, she managed to catch something downright terrifying. As she walked down the hallway, Holly slowly panned her camera to the right, capturing the empty corridor ahead. But the moment she swung it back around, something had changed. Now seated directly in front of her was a tall, dark figure, unnaturally thin and dark as night. It didn't move, it didn't make a sound, and somehow Holly hadn't noticed the ominous presence just a few feet away. But when she caught a glimpse of it on her phone, her eyes quickly widened and her jaw hit the floor.
Floating.
Number 8.
So that thing is floating.
For the past few years, a man named Josh has been documenting the chilling activity unfolding in his home. With cameras placed throughout the house, he's made it his mission to capture evidence of the entity he believes is tormenting him. From objects moving in the middle of the night to faint shadows darting across the walls, Josh is convinced that something dark somehow attached itself to him. And over time, he eventually caught proof of the things he's been experiencing.
That doll is going to move. With the TV going to turn on that static. Goed, de plant, pot. There goes the plant. The door. And next TV, watch the TV going to turn on. Ooh, on the right, the plant pot going to fall. There goes the remote. Jesus, that ghost is a dickhead.
In the darkness of his basement, an unseen force made its presence known as several objects in the room began to move. First the tree, then the doll, and lastly the plant all fell to the floor without an apparent reason. Then oddly enough, the room began to fill with orbs. A couple weeks later, Josh almost fell out of his chair after hearing what was caught on the camera in his kitchen.
What the fuck was that? Holy shit.
The room was still and no one was around, yet somehow a disembodied laugh was
Imagine hearing
caught.
that in your house. That laugh sounds evil.
This hair-raising voice sounded like it belonged to a woman, but unnervingly, there was no one else in the house at the time. With goosebumps on his arms, Josh wasn't sure what to make of this, and things only got creepier when his camera then caught this.
Footsteps. But is it on top or on the bottom by the stairs? It sounds awake.
The undeniable sound of footsteps were caught in his basement. Loud and clear, this bone-chilling sound filled the room, possibly belonging to the spirit whose voice was previously caught. And speaking of this voice, it seemed to make a chilling return.
That's witchcraft. That house is cursed.
Just outside of his bathroom, a menacing voice seemed to be speaking directly into the camera. With a raspy tone, it spoke in full sentences, although it's hard to tell exactly what it's saying. He thought this was the creepiest thing he'd caught yet, but little did he know he was about to catch something downright horrifying.
But is that a ghost? But is that the person, the house owner?
Around 8 p.m., a dark figure was caught walking through his kitchen. This terrifying silhouette slowly walked towards the right, and as it stopped, a bright light can be seen moving past the cabinets. Watching this piece of footage left Josh shaken up, and honestly not sure what to do. Make sure to follow me on Instagram to hear more from the boy.
Jesus.
As always, if you enjoy these creepy
That's one of my
videos, then make sure